Well, this is the newsroom on Urban TV, and that has been the Athman Report, digging deep into the background with whereabouts of the White Rhinos in Uganda. Up next is TNR Sport with Emmanuel Epenu. Emmanuel, I discovered one thing, that all national teams in this country are called cranes. Yes. So there is she cranes, he cranes, yes. Between cranes. And what amazes me most is they're always losing. Yeah. Don't you think the name cranes is why they're always losing?
Well, it's a bit puzzling too, but I think these teams are trying to make amends to what our national football team has failed to achieve. Let me guess one thing. Yes. You have something about a cranes, either he, she, rugby cranes, whichever cranes. Yeah, sure. Oh, all right, give them. Well, good evening. Welcome to TNR Sport. I'm Emmanuel Epenu. Now, let's start with the religious leaders across the country have organized a national prayer service meant to bid success to all athletes as the year comes to an end.
When you fail to succeed in any attempt, so many excuses and blames arise. This was witnessed in the aftermath of the Cranes' loss to Guinea in their African Cup of Nations Group E decider last month in Morocco. Religious leaders led by Kampala Bishop Herbert Buyondo believe in the coming years this can be turned around.
What can we do for the sports industry in this country as a church? And we said we can do nothing apart from prayer. So we decided to say we must pray for this country. And we cannot pray without first of all, the fans. Secondly, the players themselves. Thirdly, the authorities. And fourth, the press. Because when we pray to God. But when we pray to God, we must also make a statement to this country that these sportsmen, they are not alone. There is a sports press association that is trying to put everything in place so that the world knows about sports.
A national sports prayer service will be organized on the 21st of December at Victory Church, Namongona, where the Minister of Education and Sports, Honorable Jessica Alupo, will be chief guest. Bishop Buyondo highlights the importance of sports in the development of the country and promises to spearhead the drive through the government, the private sector and international communities to increase on the funding in the sports sector.
The reason why we want to bring all the sports fraternities together, pray, is making a statement to this country, to the international community and the local business community, that if you invest in sports, you can have profits.
Present at the launch this morning was the 2014 Commonwealth Games team captain and weightlifter Charles Sechaya and Bombers captain Rogers Semitala, who have been inspired by the same bishop before. Renowned soccer fan Jackson Sewanyana, commonly known as Uncle Manny, was also present. Among those invited for the service are athletes from football, basketball, boxing, volleyball, rugby, weightlifting, swimming, badminton, tennis, among others. By doing so, religious leaders believe that one voice will propel divine intervention in the coming years.
Well, I'm very certain prayer breaks barriers. Now, the national beach soccer team has left by road this evening ahead of their friendly match against Zanzibar over the weekend. We have a report.
The Sand Cranes will be put to test this Saturday in their first ever international match against Zanzibar after only 3 days of training on sand. However, the team is hopeful of posting positive results. On Sunday, head coach Haruna Keba, who named his final squad to face Zanzibar, is optimistic of registering their maiden win on the international scene.
I've trusted the squad that I've selected because I picked 17 players out of the 16 teams, and out of the 17 I screened again and got the last 12, in which case I believe that squad is good enough to challenge the Zanzibaris.
YMCA defender Derek Teko has been named team captain and is determined to take up the challenge. However, Teko is worried about the little time the team has been together.
To be honest, we haven't had that enough of training. We had 3 days collectively. We have been training as a team. That's not enough for an international training, rather friendly. But we have to do the best for the nation. That doesn't prevent us from going there and winning. Though we are going to play a much more experienced side than ours.
A contingent of 20 was flagged off at the FUFA headquarters in Mengo by FUFA Finance Director Decolas Kiza, who urged them to lift the national flag high. Crown Beverages offered the team 10 million shillings to cater for their transport and accommodation fares. The match will be used to fine-tune the team for the 2015 Africa Cup of Nations Beach Soccer Qualifier Championships that will take place in Seychelles in April next year.
Now finally, in the Uganda Premier League, defending champions KCCFC have trounced Bull FC 3-0 at Lugogo. In the other games, Express FC lost 2-1 to Police FC, while Renshama got their first win against URA in Mitiana. Well, that's all we had for you on TNR Sport tonight. But remember, tomorrow is the best of 7 basketball finals, and City Oil will be taking on Power in the best of 7 series. Well, I'm Emmanuel Lepenu. Have a lovely night. Back to Joshua.
Well, thank you very much, Emmanuel. You're definitely the right man for the job. Up next, we're having Business Unusual with Daniel Omar.
Oh, Kibonge, why? Why did you have to go? You were so young. Kibonge is dead. Not Chameleon song. The real Kibonge. The lion at the zoo. The very old one. He died at the tender age of 18 of old age. I know it sounds stupid, but that's what happened. And while the rest of Uganda mourns the death of this very old lion, which was, by the way, the oldest in Africa, and I think the world, the Diaz have thrown a party in celebration of his demise. I'm Daniel O'Mara. May his soul rest in eternal peace, Munange. Welcome to Business Unusual. Here is what's in the news tonight. It is finally here. The day has come. The day many Ugandans have been waiting for. The turning point in the lives of many nationals of this country as we know it. A defining moment for this great nation. This day is finally here. No, the president has not resigned. Sorry. He's still around. But tomorrow, Wednesday, they will be issuing national IDs, which you all registered for some time back. That is, if you remember, our arguments with Aronda on multiple occasions. Yeah. Finally, we're getting the IDs that we registered for. And even though it's 3 months past the deadline on which we expected them, it's okay. It's okay. In Uganda, that counts as only 3 months. Or you could think of it this way. Was the government saving it as a Christmas present for the general public? Because the truth is, in 28 years, they really haven't given us anything for Christmas yet. So this is the first time. And after all this time, that's just about as creative as it gets. So don't expect anything more. Considering this is an improvement, I mean, if you take into mind that we registered for voters' IDs in 2011 and we're not getting them till 2021, this is a good sign. Things are actually going according to plan. Aronda's plan, that is. Yeah, so in a press statement, the champion of this whole ID registration project, General Ronda Nyakairima himself, said that they have registered up to 15,570,000 people, which is 85% of the target, which originally was 18 million people. So yeah, Kongs, we are doing well. Or they're just making up numbers, I don't know. But if these numbers are genuine, then it means that using Aronda as the face of the ID registration project was actually a good thing. They have successfully scared Ugandans into registering for IDs. Because let's be honest, General Aronda can be creepy sometimes. Everything sounds like it's a complaint.
So it's not a distribution, it's again a verification as they distribute.
I mean, take this for example. General, how are you?
I'm Aronda.
I am Daniel O'Mara.
But are you the one?
I registered for an ID. How can I get it?
You have to be in your sub-county to enroll at this phase. Your fingerprints.
Here you go. Fingerprints.
Yes, you are the one.
You see, No polite answers, none whatsoever. Nothing like, how are you? Like a gentle thing. Everything sounds like it's a complaint. Put any argument and it would flow with the runner's mouth. For example, look at this. Why isn't there chicken in the buffet at this party? Why? Where are the beans? That and the fact that he says the word come too many times.
Come, said come, and would announce through the district coordination committee, would say come, and then when we come,
which honestly can be confusing in this generation. But since we have proven that it's the fear factor as far as ID registration is concerned, we need to get a ronda on more projects where Ugandans have failed. For example, SIM card registration, way overdue, and yet people are still talking on phone, receiving mobile money. Put a ronda there. You'll have every phone registered, even the toy phones, within 3 months, give or take. Digital migration. We've been trying to get this done for 2 freaking years. Put a ronda on it, trust me. Even mobile phones will have DSTV. Traffic laws, seat belts, chaps will even wear it around their neck. KCCA evictions, all this stuff, you need to put a ronda on them. Even Miss Uganda, when she comes back from the Miss World competition and lands, put a ronda on her security team. No one will make fun of that woman again. No, but when you think about it, that lion was an actual loss to our tourism industry, and also as a Ugandan, because it had just turned 18, it was eligible for ID registration, which also doubles as a voter's card, which means 2016, we are going to be short of 1 vote and voter. And considering the color of lions, at least according to Lion King, we all know who that vote was going to. Like the ancient Chinese said, shit happens. I'm Daniel O'Mara. That's it from me at Business Unusual. Over now to the anchor.
Well, just like O'Mara, Daniel has said that the lion was a loss to the Uganda Wildlife Authority. I'm sure he is equally a loss to this country. Thank you very much for joining us in the newsroom. My name is Joshua Poro. This is Urban TV. We never say good night. It starts here.